if people would listen to me and remove the counterparty risk, which was Bitcoin was invented to do, and Bitcoin was invented to get rid of middlemen, but Bitcoiners suck middleman D all day, every day because they don't have a choice. If you want to earn yield on your Bitcoin, for instance, Mr. Svetsky, I did a little bit of debate prep. I watched the interview with him and a guy named BitBoy. He says that he can't sell his Bitcoin. He's got it locked up for how long? How long did you say you have your Bitcoin locked up for?
Let me unmute both things. I mean, there's not a time limit to it, but I've done it in such a way that it's extraordinarily difficult for me to get access to my Bitcoin probably for the next 10 or 20 years.
Well, I mean, I could show you how to use Bitcoin better if you want. There's a function called check lock time verify, and you can lock up
Yeah.
your Bitcoin and not have to worry about it at all because you won't be able to
Yeah.
touch it at all.
Yeah, I looked at that, but at the time, like I set it up in such a way that now for me to go back and do that is just really difficult. So it's well stored. So I'm pretty happy with the setup at the moment. It's not ideal, could be better, but
I,
it is
I
what it
got
is.
I got great news for you. So what he did, you might be able to consider smart. Delaying gratification and spending more time in the market is better than trying to time the market. And if you have a product that has product market fit, like Bitcoin has, you're very likely going to do better holding on to it than trying to call tops and bottoms because almost no one can do it, which is why I brag about it because literally no one else calls top on the day, just me, nobody else. So now imagine you could do what he just suggested, which if more people did it, imagine you bought Bitcoin at $1 and instead of selling it at 10 or 100 or 1,000, you held it to 70,000. Boy, you'd have so much more money. There'd be so much more millionaires in the world. That instead of delaying gratification as he has, which I assume has absolutely no yield because he probably doesn't like counterparty risk. Is that accurate? You're not making any yield on those frozen coins?
Correct, correct.
Okay. I invented something that allows you to do exactly the same thing that you want to do, which is delay gratification, keep your dirty hands off of the most performant asset class in the history of mankind, except you make yield the entire time with absolutely no counterparty risk. People have lost hundreds of millions and billions of dollars to counterparty risk. I just told you that Mt. Gox, trustee in Japan, is going to hand out for sale to people 140,000 Bitcoin. Used to be 180,000 Bitcoin. What happened to the other 40,000 Bitcoin? He sold them and market dumped in December. He market dumped January, February, March of 2018, murdered the price by dumping those Bitcoin. And now those Bitcoin are worth more. So why did that happen? Because you don't have on-chain exchanges with Bitcoin. So you have to suck middleman D. You got Bitcoin, what can you do with it? You want to earn yield? You can either not earn yield, as Mr. Svetsky's done, or you can give it to a counterparty and beg that you get your money back. And oftentimes you do not. Oftentimes you do not get your money back. Mt. Gox went out of business, stole everybody's money. Quadriga CX went out of business, stole everybody's money. Cryptopia went out of business, stole everyone's money. BTCE got shut down by the government. A lot of people got jacked. $600 million seized by the Polish government from Finex. They had to issue a token to try and make the difference up, which they did. We see time and time and time again people chasing yield and being destroyed by counterparty risk. And I designed the things to save these people. I gave you a coin for free, over $500 million of valuation now, that you could lock up and earn interest. And guess what? There's 100% perfect, flawless operation for 2.5 years now. And it's outperformed the Bitcoin price and it's outperformed the Ethereum price from their hardest to compete against times when they very first launched. And if you compare them from when we launched, it's even easier. We totally murder them. You used to be able to buy one hex for less than a Satoshi. It went up 1,000-fold. 1,000 times you could have multiplied your Bitcoin stack, 1,000-fold. And then it dipped. And now it's only worth 300 times as much. So we're only up 300x versus Bitcoin in the last 2.5 years with 100% perfect flawless operation.